Welcome back, everyone, to the Broncos rebuild on Madden 25. We are over halfway through year one, and we have won 3 out of our last 4 games because of 2 things. 1, our defense has played way better than how they started this year, and 2, Bo Nix, our rookie QB, has thrown a whole lot less INTs these last couple of games than he did to start his year. We threw 4 picks against the Seahawks, and then I think it was 2 or 3 more against the Steelers in the game right after. So Hughes played better, our defense has locked things down, and now we are 4-6 on the year, facing the 6-4 Falcons this week. We got a week 14 bye, and we'll get through that in this episode, and we'll probably round things out on the first season next time around before we start to go a bit slower next year once we get our first draft class in Denver. Last episode, we took a look at the top 10 ranked prospects in this 2025 draft class, starting with the best player that we saw in the top 10, Tyrell Donnell, a likely first overall selection. He's a really good athlete, very strong, and he's also very well-rounded. No really negative attributes to speak of for him. He's definitely my favorite on the board so far. I'm going to add him as a favorite for sure. But for all the other players like Darryl Ross, he seems more of like a round 2 to 3 talent despite being a top 5 projection. Nobody else really stood out in terms of like a guy that could do more than one thing. Quarterback won't be a focus for us either. So I'm leaning towards a tackle if we can find a better one, or perhaps a player in our secondary like Alex Upshaw, who we'll look at the end of the episode here today. In our last game, we also lost Josh Reynolds to a fractured elbow. He is done for the rest of this year. He's on IR, as is Drew Sanders and a couple other players, but to lose out on Reynolds will give playing time to rookie wide receiver Troy Franklin, and he's already made a couple of big plays so far in his last couple of games, so hoping for some more here as we go into this game against the Falcons in Week 11. We come back to Mile High for Week 11 against the Falcons, who are 6-4. We are 4-6, but they have a team overall that is way higher than ours, is at like 83 across the board. We have like 80 overall across the board. But we've also been one of the hottest teams in football, winning 3 out of our last 4 games. Coming off a win that I believe, against the Chiefs in a very close finish. But here we go at Empower Field. Kickoff is officially underway here as the Falcons will start with it. Return brought out up to the 25-yard line. We'll watch the first couple of drives here with Kirk Cousins under center for Atlanta, and then we'll sim ahead towards the second half most likely. So far this year, Kirk Cousins, 17 touchdowns, 3 INTs, over 2,000 passing yards. He is taking good care of the football. And he's got some weapons on this offense like Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, and Drake London. On first down, he'll pass it, and it's caught for a first down. We did trade away Levi Wallace last episode at the deadline, so that will give rookie corner Chris Abrams-Drain a lot more playing time as our third corner. This pass is hauled in by Drake London. Had to go up for that one. But it's a huge gain, and now the Falcons set up shop at our 35. They fake it to Robinson. This pass is caught for another first down. This time it's Kyle Pitts. 3 passes, 3 different receivers so far for Kirk Cousins. And here's another one to Drake London, caught for a touchdown. And the Falcons, in 4 plays, drive all the way down the field to open the scoring here at Mile High. Perfect protection, writes up the numbers. It's a nice pass. Oh, here's a huge return on the ensuing kickoff across the 50-yard line. I'm not quite sure who that was, but regardless, out comes Bo Nix on the offense for their first drive of the ball game. They got to fix this, man. Drive starts from the 46-yard line. Here's Javonte Williams. Hit down after a 2-yard gain. Coming off his best game of the entire season. Nix back to throw. Pressure in his face, but he gets rid of it and finds first down yardage. That is Tim Patrick. Next play, outside give to Williams. He's wrapped up quickly. I'm not seeing Courtland Sutton here on the field, so he must have gotten injured in practice. That one's caught by Patrick once again, who just got cut in real life by the Broncos. We have another offensive line injury. We're already missing Quinn Maynertz this week from practice. Sam Mustipher will exit. Now we're down 2 offensive linemen. It's 3rd and 1. Williams with some patience, and he gets the first down. Empty look. Screen setting up. Williams can't shake his defender. Yeah, no blockers in front of him. Rodriguez makes that stop. His touches so far have not really led to much yardage. Nix picked off. I saw it coming a mile away. A.J. Terrell is going to take this one all the way back for a touchdown. Falcons lead 13-0. PAT pending. Those short hitch routes do often lead to interceptions here in this game and college football 25. The Broncos are driving, though. 3rd and 1, 3-yard gain. Let's jump in to see if we can cap off this possession and put our first points on the board. It's 1st and goal from the Atlanta 7. Williams, the tailback. He'll get the handoff. Not a whole lot there. Denver goes empty. Nix takes off immediately, but cannot gain any yardage. And now it's 3rd and goal. Last play of the quarter. It is knocked away in the end zone. Incomplete for Troy Franklin. There's still 1 play left here in the first quarter. It's going to be a field goal for Will Lutz to get us on the board here. The chip shot kick is up and good. We jump all the way to the 3rd quarter. Drake London now has a pair of touchdowns here in this ball game, as Williams only has 34 yards on 13 carries. That is a pretty horrible average. The run game for us has been very bad almost all year long, besides last week, obviously, where Williams had 95 yards. So we've been relying on the pass a whole lot this year with Bo Nix, and that's why he's done a whole lot of INTs. But he also leads the league with passing yards and close to leading in passing touchdowns. Here's Dulcich with first down yardage. And again, we're missing Courtland Sutton, who does lead the league currently in receiving yards. So missing him is definitely problematic. Dulcich, another target and reception for 7 yards. We trail by 11 here, by the way, 21-10. Trying to get back within 1 score on this opening drive. Williams pushed ahead for 2. Back to throw. Quick one for Nix. Caught on the slants by Marvin Mims, the 2nd-year wideout. Back within field goal range for Will Lutz. Another quick throw. Out routes and complete to Mims once again. That's his 5th catch. From the 30, Nix into traffic. Franklin breaks a tackle, but does not gain anything. Atlanta showing pressure. We hand it off, and Williams will pick up the first. Back to throw. Outside, Dulcich. Nice grab. We've taken almost half the quarter off the clock here. Play fake. Nick's trying to take off. He finds some room and slides with first down yardage. Not sure how he just escapes those couple of defenders that were in pursuit, but he does have some wheels on him. 5 yards out and 1st and goal. We give it to Williams. He's going to lose a couple. Next pass, caught by Franklin at the 2-yard line. It is 3rd and goal, Denver. And the gun here with Williams in the backfield. He will get the handoff. Patient running, and he finds Payton. Touchdown, Broncos. The offense stays on the field to go for 2 and make it a 3-point game. Dulcich breaks a tackle and fights his way in. 18-21. A 14-play drive taking over 7 minutes off the clock. That's how it's done. Looking for a stop from our defense. 1st and 10, Falcons. Cousins drops back and dumps it underneath for Mooney, who breaks a tackle from Stearns and is across the 40. Keep it in the air. Cousins' pass is broken up by Pat Surtain. He has been the only player in our 3rd level of our defense that has been worth a damn all year long. That's why Levi Wallace got traded and why we gave Chris Abrams-Drain playing time. Here's Robinson picking up like 15 yards. Cousins gets rid of it cleanly. Pitts turns upfield. Breaks a tackle, completely planting Surtain in the dirt. It's 1st and goal, Atlanta. They have too many weapons to keep in check here with a defense as bad as ours. Outside, London picks up his 3rd touchdown of the day. He's got all 3 for the Falcons offense. We just missed a 48-yard field goal to bring it back within a touchdown. The Falcons take over, and Bijan Robinson takes it 62 yards to the house. We end up getting clobbered here in Week 11, 42-18, the final score. Yeah, the offense definitely took a pretty big step back here against a plus 500 opponent, and we could not stop Kirk Cousins at all. This loss definitely brings us back down to earth. We got outscored 21-8 in that second half, after being outscored 11 points in the first half. So definitely not a good performance here. Both quarterbacks got picked off once, but Cousins throws 4 touchdowns to only 1 for Bo Nix. We got 1 sack from Browning in this game, and that was on Cousins. So at least there was some positive here in this game, but Robinson goes off for that big touchdown run to almost double his yardage on the day. Williams held in check at 3 yards a carry, just like usual. Mims goes for 102 plus a touchdown. London, 4 catches, 3 touchdowns. And defensively, we only had the 1 sack from Baron Browning. We picked off Cousins with Damari Mathis, but allowing 35 points of defense and throwing a pick 6, that's not how you win football games. Upgrade point here for Troy Franklin. I think I want to go after release this time around, so probably end up going deep threats or physical to up that and the catch in traffic, which could be pretty useful going forward. Let's do that instead. Aaron Browning is on the last year of his contract, and he wants a 4-year extension. And before he starts to get even more sacks racked up, I think it's ideal for us to get a deal done earlier than later. So if you look at his stats so far this year, he's got 10.5 sacks, 9 TFLs. He's been breaking out all year long. Definitely got to keep this guy around for this defense to up the pass rushing skills for the team. And this will really not cost us that much money at all, as most money is going towards the signing bonus, not the salary, but it will be like an 8 mil cap hit by 2028. I will probably up this a little bit to increase the chance of him taking this offer. So we'll try and do this. And he will stick around on a 4-year contract. And And what about Quinn Maynard? I'm going to offer him the neutral standard deal, which would be about $15, $16, $17 million for the cap hit going forward. He will take that offer as well. So 2 big contract extensions for these players. There's probably only a couple other players I want to give contracts to, perhaps including Garrett Bowles. Still not sure about that. We'll have to see. Now for Williams, there have been definitely some question marks. Does he need a good offensive line to be a good running back? He's definitely having his worst year so far, but he's also played a whole lot less games than in years past because of an injury. So now we've got the Las Vegas Raiders here at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. They beat us earlier this year in a 14-20 game where we kind of blew a second half lead. Trying to get one back on them before this year's all said and done. We go all the way to the 4th quarter, and so far our defense is playing nearly lights out. Only 3 points allowed, and the offense is close to going up by 3 scores here in this one. We've had a pretty good day here on the ground against a top 5 rush defense in the Raiders. So Williams probably having another good game in 2 out of 3 weeks, and he will score on the ground here. That will make it a 24-3 ball game. Javonte Williams. Last time we saw Las Vegas, Derek Carr was the starter. That is not the case here. O'Connell is now this is actually Gardner Minshew, excuse me. He is the quarterback now. They only have 63 passing yards, as a lineman has gone down for him. So either an injury to Derek Carr or he got benched for Minshew. Screen setting up, and not a whole lot there for Laub. Minshew trying to take off. He throws it away after thinking twice about it. Only 1 third down conversion for the Raiders here in this one. And they're going to stay out here for 4th down, trailing by 3 touchdowns. Minshew drops back. He's going to air it out, and that one's broken up in double coverage. The Broncos take over inside the 30-yard line, looking to close this game out and put this game out of reach. Nix evades pressure and dumps it off to Dulcich for 9. I don't want to jinx him, but it's been a clean game so far for Bo Nix. No interceptions, 2 passing touchdowns, and nearly 300 passing yards. So definitely a nice bounce back week after that pick 6 game against the Atlanta Falcons. This one's caught by Franklin over the middle. He picks up the first down. We're 4 yards out from putting up over 30 points in this one. Troutman in motion. Will hand it off to Williams, but he is swallowed up. Nix drops back, pressure coming, he evades a sack and throws it away. Mims was trying to dive for that one, way behind the line of scrimmage. That brings up 3rd and goal, 7:03 on the clock. Nix got it to Dulcich for a score. And Denver is in full control here on the road. The Raiders scored twice in garbage time, but we take it 31-17, a big bounce back game. And we're still playing some relatively solid football from what my expectations were after the first half of the season. Over 400 yards of offense for Bo Nix and the Broncos. A great day for Bo Nix. 309, 3 touchdowns, no INTs. Minshew played the entire game and got most of his yards and both touchdowns in the fourth quarter once the game was already over. We took 5 sacks, got 3 on Minshew. Williams, 4.1 per carry, a couple broken tackles. Back-to-back 100-yard games for Marvin Mims Jr., so he's going to break out here soon, most likely as well. And on defense, we got another sack from Baron Browning. He leads the league in sacks right now with 11. So if he does not get a dev upgrade, I'm not sure how he will, because he's already doubled his career high in this year alone with still, I want to say, 5 games left. Bo Nix ends up winning Offensive Player of the Week in the American Conference. It's pretty good for his developments. We're not going to be in the playoff picture, but here is your current look at the teams currently in the running. The Jets and Eagles are the 1 seeds. The Falcons are the 4, who we obviously got blown out by a couple weeks ago. The Lions come in as the 7 seed. Raiders at the 7 in the AFC to this point. The Chiefs are in there, so you got 2 AFC West opponents for us currently in the playoffs. We've got a higher percentage for almost every player in the draft now, thanks to getting us past week 11. And we got to choose our focus players. Now, I'm not entirely sure where we're going to have our first round pick at this point, but I'm probably going to lean towards scouting corners and or safeties to up that percent, because we currently have those guys at like around 40% so far on the board, and I think that's going to be probably our focus here in the first round if tackle's not going to be available to us wherever we select. So we will look at more prospects here soon, including Corin Carmichael here at right tackle. As of right now, we have pick 14, so we're pretty much right in the middle of the pack. That is where the first corner is going to be picked around, so let's go take a look at the top couple of corners here. You've got you have plenty of guys that are going to go in the first 2 rounds, but I saw on the rankings that only 4 of them will go in the first round according to projections, but there's still plenty of round 1 and 2 talent. So if we're going to go corner, I think corner's got to be a focus here this year. And you've got Alex Upshaw and Luke Blackstock with man-to-man corners, which I prefer over zone corners. And Upshaw already has B-man and B-zone and B-press, so automatically I like him a lot. He hails from Notre Dame. We're definitely going to use our scouting on him and trying to learn more about the injury awareness and play rec, as well as the catching. So he's got pretty good speed too, so kind of all-around corner. Let's definitely use one on him. You got Luke Blackstock here, who is a man-to-man corner out of Duke, my favorite college. B-press, B-catching, good to solid speed, great to elite chain of direction and acceleration. Play rec at D, we don't know about either coverages yet, but the B awareness is a pretty good starting place, so we'll definitely try to learn more about him. And then our third guy, if we want to use it on another corner, I think it could be useful to us. There is Dwayne Ivory. There is also Mike Gaither, who's got B man and zone coverage. I'll also use it on him. Last game before the bye, we've got the 4-7 Cleveland Browns in town here in Denver, but we lead them after 6-0. A field goal will cut into our lead, and then a touchdown drive will give them the lead. And in the third quarter, Browns extend their lead. The Broncos get back within 1 score, and now the Browns are driving here to open the fourth quarter. They lead 17-9. They still have the nasty man as their quarterback. We've got our throwbacks on here at home. Last game before the bye week. Let's go. I'll start with a play action fake, and the pass is at the feet of Amari Cooper. Nick Chubb finally healthy for the Browns. He'll get the handoff here, but is quickly hit down on just his 10th run of the day. 3rd and 10. Nasty man back to throw. He's got time. Pressure, though, coming off the edge, and he's tracked down. Great play there by Jones. On 4th and 9, field goal team comes out, so it's going to be most likely a 2-score game if the kick is good. And if so, got to work our way back and comeback style. Courtland Sutton now number 2 in yards behind the Lamb after missing a couple of weeks due to injury this season. Both came in practice. Denver has not scored a touchdown so far in this game. Looking for a first on this possession. The pass is caught by Dulcich. This, by the way, is a Monday night matchup as Hall gets all the way to Bo Nix. It's Michael Hall Jr. who has had some off-the-field concerns, but he's on the field here, and he gets a 7-yard sack. 3rd and long for the Broncos, and it's caught up the seam. It's Courtland Sutton. Huge play right there for a first down. Just over 8 to go. We hand it off. Williams brought down by Myles Garrett. The Browns are 4-7 coming in, despite being one of the highest overalls in the league, at least to my knowledge. They're way higher than we are by like 6 overall points. This one's caught by Dulcich inside their 30. Dulcich this year has had over 60 receptions coming in with almost 600 yards receiving. Nix will take off, and he's got room to run. A huge run for a 21-yard gain. And it's 1st and goal Broncos. They got to wear these unis more often, man. These are some beautiful uniforms. I love these. Here's Williams breaking a tackle, but gaining nothing. They're only the 21st ranked rush defense, and we can't do anything on the ground here against them. Only 65 yards with under 6 to go. Empty look for Nix here on 2nd and goal, and this pass is caught, but he was out of bounds. Williams couldn't stay in. Oh, that is a killer missed opportunity. 3rd down. Nix biding time. It's batted away, intended for Javonte Williams again. It will take the field goal. Will Lutz to make it an 8-point game, looking for a defensive stop on this next drive. Half the quarter gone. Browns take over, leading by 8. Here's Chubb. Breaking a couple of tackles. Somebody bring this guy down, for Pete's sake. 4-man rush. Nasty man completes it over the middle for a first down. But Conklin is shaken up. Got to keep these guys out of field goal range. And that one is incomplete. Pat Surtain able to jar it loose for Jerry Jeudy, the former Denver Bronco. Never quite found his footing here in Denver. Nasty man has all day to throw. He dumps it off for Chubb. He's brought down by Abrams Drain. This right here is a crucial 3rd down. Nasty man, plenty of time to throw. He's got Chubb over the middle. No, it's Cooper instead, excuse me. But regardless, a big first down. And now they're going to start to milk some clock here late in this one. More passing and more yardage gains. Clock chewing away here on 2nd down and 4. It is nearly picked on the slant, but Surtain wasn't looking. He was just trying to jar the ball loose. Jeudy can hang on. Surtain in the zone on 3rd and 4. They pretty much got to force a turnover or block the field goal kick as Chubb is stuffed. Abrams drain a huge first down saving tackle. And the Browns were about to go for it before the warning. That had to have been a mistake, right? They will go for it. What is happening? A field goal nearly ends the game. 4th and 2. They'll throw it. It is broken up by Surtain. They're going to give Denver a chance. That is horrible play calling by Kevin Stefanski. But you know what? I'll take it. Can Bo Nix lead a touchdown drive and force overtime? We got 2 to go and all 3 timeouts. First play, caught. It's Franklin turning upfield. He picks up 21. Quick drop back, right back to Franklin. He picks up 8 more yards. Screen setting up for Williams. He's got space to run up the sideline, out of bounds at the 47. 91 seconds left to go in regulation. A touchdown plus a 2-point conversion will force OT and tie the game. Outside and caught for a first down. That's Courtland Sutton. The pass is dumped underneath. A flag comes in before the ball got away. I guess it was after. Roughing the passer, tack on 15. We are 15 yards away from a chance to tie the game here, folks. Let's go. 1:23 to go. We still have all 2, or not all 2. We have 2 of our 3 timeouts left. Nix his pass, caught on the slant. Franklin gains 8 more. All right, you got plenty of plays to find 6 more yards here. We'll keep it in the air. It is incomplete this time for Franklin. Williams the back. Will throw it instead out to Troutman inside the 1-yard line. Broncos knocking on the door here at home. Nix looks for the end zone. It is broken up by Grant Delpit. Nix trying to evade pressure. You can't take that sack. Myles Garrett makes him lose 16 yards, and it's 3rd and goal. He bailed on a clean pocket. Rookie mistake, and now we are all the way backed up. They got 1 deep safety. Screen setting up. It goes incomplete. It's 4th and goal. Denzel Ward on that knockaway. We find some magic here. Play fake. Nix intercepted at the 2. And the game is over. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah gets the INT to close the game out for Cleveland. The Browns take it here in Broncos country, 20-12. That was a triple coverage ball, by the way, from Nix. No chance to get that one complete to Courtland Sutton. And a couple of rookie mistakes and our chance to come back here in this one. Nix ends up throwing 2 more INTs, giving him, I believe, 15 total on the year. We did not pick off the Nasty Man. Nick Chubb, 4.2 per carry. Nasty Man took off 11 times for 53 yards in total, and our ground game was completely stifled. 2.8 for Javonte Williams. Not a good day on the ground at all. 93 for Sutton, 84 for Mims. We have 2 really solid wideouts here, so at least we have that to look forward to next season. And we had a sack split by Abrams Drain and DJ Jones, but that was it. Nothing for Baron Browning. Upgrade point for Bo Nix. I would like to get the break sack higher because clearly we're taking too many of those. The awareness also needs work, but you can't really target either of those really. except for, I guess you could go scrambler and get some break sacks. We'll try that. Because he does scramble a good amount. Get +3. I'll take it. And he's got one more, actually, so let's do it again. 2 upgrades for Bo Nix here. He would be a 77 overall without the morale dropping his ratings down, but break sack goes up by 5 here in this 1 week. Honestly, I think I'm going to not extend Williams. I think I want to see what is going to be available on the open markets and who the free agent running backs are. So we're going to withdraw the offer for Williams, and we'll consider bringing him back. Same goes for Samaje Perine, who got cut in real life just recently. Cody Barton, I would like to bring back, but he does not have interest. We'll have to move on from him. Khalil Shakir, Kenta, he's been getting playing time because he came in for the injured Josh Reynolds. Garrett Bowles wants about $15 million for 1 more year. I think it's worth doing. He has interests. He is old, but he's still a really solid tackle. So we're going to give him the offer, and he will accept it. And hopefully he does not retire this year either. Jonathan Cooper does not have interest. We'll have to take off this offer from him. We'll probably not bring back most of these players, to be honest with you. Just looking for kind of a fresh restart for this entire team. Wilson is not a good backup option. We'll have to look elsewhere, I think, and perhaps draft somebody in the late couple of rounds. We'll let Jonas Griffith walk at 27 years old. We've got a couple more players. Well, actually, a lot more players ready for new deals. We'll let our fullback go. I do want to bring back Riley Dixon, but he does not want to come back, so I'm not going to shell out for a punter here. We've only got $67 million in cap space left available. Some more contracts to withdraw from certain players. We're just going to kind of go after guys that want to play for us and not keep guys that don't. So that's kind of the goal here. And many of these players aren't even starters, so no really big worries here. We'll let Okorafor go, who was a mid-season signing, and for DJ Jones, what about him? He does have interest, so does Tim Patrick, but Tim Patrick is also 30 years old. I think I would rather look at some younger wide receivers behind Sutton, Mims, and Franklin. I do want to keep around McMillian here, though, so we'll offer him a 3-year deal. He does have some interest, and he will stick around. And lastly, we'll try and bring back Sam Mustipher as our backup center. Or I guess he's currently the starter, so he'll be a backup next year, hopefully. Now, Jones wants about $10 million in total. He's 29. He's had 3 sacks, 6 tackles for loss. I think I would rather just look and see what the options are in the offseason. So there you go. Those are all of your contract decisions here for the season. So just like Madden 24 and I guess Madden 23 as well, the focus scouting is simply broken. We got 70% for Upshaw here, but it did not work for Blackstock or for Mike Gaither. Great game that we're playing here. Alex Upshaw, let's take a look at him. He's got B catching, B press, great speed, C play rec. Injury could be a concern, but I think the coverage skills and the press skills, pretty much everything else, look great. So if we're going to favorite him, he will definitely be a target for us in the first round, most likely. For Blackstock, we don't gain any new knowledge. The 11th overall prospect is Jeremiah Burrell, a speed rushing linebacker, so just an edge player essentially. Really solid to good athlete pretty much across the board. Man coverage, not his strong suit obviously, but He will probably have pretty good finesse moves. I'm surprised it's not going to be revealed to us here at 60%, but he's at least got A to C awareness, C power moves, C zone coverage, player wreck injury. So if he does have B finesse, then he would be a pretty well-rounded player, especially if the block shot is also C or higher. So he could be a solid pick, not like a game-breaking edge rusher at all, but definitely a solid first-round target. And now a couple more tackles. We got Cliff Alexander here, a power right tackle with elite to great direction, elite to great strength, A awareness, good impact, and lead block. D injury, though, is another cause for concern for these kinds of players. Stamina is also pretty low. And the power is only at a B for pass and run blocks, so if the finesse is lower than C, there are definitely things to dislike about his profile here. Next up is Darren Kincaid, a pass-protecting right tackle. Also, good athlete, but strength is not very good. Neither is the speed. But his power is A for pass block, A for pass block finesse. He's got B run block overall, but the finesse and power for run block are both low. Not really sure how that makes sense, but A awareness, B injury. I like him a lot more as a left tackle only, so I'll definitely add him to our board. Receiver is not going to be a target for us here in the first round, but Alex Ridley looks to be a pretty huge, like, game-breaking player. Great speed, acceleration, agility, all of the above, really. A deep route, a spec catch. Catching traffic is pretty low at D, so is the short route, but he's going to be a deep threat mainly, and with that speed and that route running, I guess he's actually a playmaker archetype, so he's kind of got a couple of skills across a couple of archetypes. I'm going to add him to our board just in case he happens to fall in the draft. And then right after him, you have Mark Leonard, another playmaking wide receiver. Also a fantastic athlete, pretty similar profile as to Ridley, with B deep routes, B catch and traffic, B release, good medium route running. That's all we know for now, but these two guys look to be really good offensive weapons. So if they're there and we don't like our tackle options or our defensive picks, then why not go after one of those guys? At rank 17, there's defensive tackle, run stopper Quincy Carroll. Great to good speed, elite to great strength, and he seems pretty well-rounded with power moves, block shed, finesse moves, play rec awareness, and tackle all being C or higher. That's definitely a really good profile right there. If we're going to look at him as a potential DJ Jones replacement if we look to go elsewhere at that position. I'm pretty much open to drafting any defensive position unless they're going to be like a low-tier edge rusher. Otherwise, I'm pretty open to it. I would like a player in the third level like Kamani Royal, but if I don't like the secondary options, I definitely will go linebacker or defensive tackle. He's got good agility, great to good speed. He's a good man coverage player for a box safety and has B awareness. That's all we know pretty much for now. So we'll learn more as we go. Next up is Mike Allen, who was actually mocked to us in the first mock draft. And this guy is going to be kind of like a Kyle Pitts-esque player. Elite speed, jumping, agility, pretty much everything. Good pass blocker. He can catch the ball in traffic. He can run block a little bit. Route running needs work for sure. But whoever drafts him is not going to be disappointed, I don't think, with this athletic profile. He looks to be like a really big offensive weapon. And he's also 6'5". Off the edge, you have run stopper Lance Brown with elite to great strength. Everything else kind of solid to decent for the most part. Don't really know his block shed yet, but the finesse moves are not going to be very good. awareness, pursuit at a decent level, so he's a solid option, but you might want to know more about his block skills before you take him. We'll finally look at Corin Carmichael, that's pass protecting right tackle. He's 6'4", definitely lacks a couple of athletic skills for sure, but A, pass block, finesse, and power. A, awareness. C, run block power is pretty good for a pass protector. And B, injury. So definitely going to be a target for us, I think, here in the first round with that round 1 to 2 talent. So we have options here. But that will do it here in this one, folks. We're in the bye week. We've got 4 games left on our schedule. And we'll close out the year next time around as we find ourselves at the bottom of the AFC West, 14th in the conference, only ahead of the Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we're going to have most likely a top 10 pick if I had to guess. But still 4 games left to kind of decide things on that. We'll see where that takes us next time around. I will see you guys there. Please like the video, subscribe if you're new, and leave your feedback down below on your favorite prospects looked at so far. And have a great day.